Hi guys, today it's going to be a face-off time again, which is something that I feel like I haven't done in forever. I feel like I say that every time I do a palette bingo or a face-off. I'm always like, I haven't done this in forever. Maybe it hasn't been that long, but I'm still very excited, and I know you guys love my palette bingos, and for some reason I just keep forgetting to do them because I keep getting so many new palettes, and for some reason there's something in my head that says I can't do a palette bingo in a first impression, which is totally not true at all. So I'll try to get better at doing palette bingos because I personally love doing them. I love the challenge of pairing like unexpected colors together. So like I was saying, we're going to be doing a face-off today, and today's video is kind of special because I'm doing a face-off with the original creator of the face-off. If you guys are unfamiliar with Danielle, she is the one who came up with this. Danielle Perry is her YouTube name. She used to be called Danielle Schmidt, which you've probably heard me say that many times because I always credit her for the idea, but she has changed her name. A lot has happened in her life in the past year, and so now she's Danielle Perry, and I cannot wait to do a collab with you, Danielle. It's been such a long time. So she asked me if I wanted to do a collab, and we tried to figure out what palette that we both had in common, and the one that we came up with was the Magic Mini palette by Juvias Place. Not that this is the only palette that we had in common, but it is one of the palettes that I feel like, you know, there's a lot going on in here, and I personally prefer to do like random color challenges with palettes that, you know, isn't like a monochromatic palette. Like that's kind of boring because you're just gonna end up getting a very safe color story. So we ended up doing it with this one. So we have already drawn 5 colors. So, okay, if you don't know what a face-off is, basically the people who are in the collab all use the same palette and the same shades from the palette to create a look with, and the shades are always drawn randomly. So we have drawn, or Danielle drew, 5 random shades from this palette. So I'll go ahead and swatch these out for you so you can see what we have to work with. So the first shade here is going to be this beautiful pink shimmer. We also have, let's see, this one, which is the first matte. This one is called Koji. I'm probably going to butcher all of these names, but that's what I always do, so it's fine. And we also have Faso here, which is a beautiful, it's kind of a topper or a duochrome, but it's really, really pretty, like bluish purpley shade. And we also have the 2 mattes down here. So let me do this one and then this one, and I'm gonna try to swatch these out here. So let's see, I feel like this is going to be a pretty, I wouldn't say easy color story, but I definitely have like what I need to create an eye look. You know what I mean? Like I have my mattes, I have my transition shades, I have my shimmers, I have some deepening shades. Let me just try to give that a better swatch here. So basically this is what we have to work with. I think this is a beautiful color story. I think I'm gonna be able to get a really nice look out of this. So we have kind of a reddish, pinkish matte, we have a dark purple matte and a dark blue matte, and then 2 shimmers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just think about what I want to do because I haven't done that, even though I've known about these shades for like 2 months now. But I'm gonna prime my eyes and I'm going to think about what to do, and then we're gonna get straight into it. Okay, so I have a bit of a plan, and I think the way I want to do this, because I feel like with these mattes, these 2 are going to end up looking very similar if I try to blend them into each other. So I basically just want to layer these 3 mattes next to each other in my crease and make it into a bit of a 3-tone crease. I don't know, I just want to do it in a way that's going to like really showcase all of the colors individually. So I'm going to start by taking this color here, which was called Koji. And it has been such a long time since I worked with this palette, and it's also a very old palette. It's one of my oldest palettes in my collection, so I'm curious to see if the quality of this is going to be, wow, I was gonna say as good as when I originally bought it, but so far we're off to a good start. So Danielle, I have been watching Danielle since before I started my own channel, which is like over 2 years ago. Was it before, or did I find her right after? I'm not sure, but she is one of the first like small YouTubers that I found. No idea how I found her or who I found her through, but I've been watching her for a very, very, very long time. She did take a break from YouTube last year for quite some time, and she has come back with a bang. I've been loving her content lately. She has a series on her channel where she reacts to unpopular Reddit opinions, and it's just hilarious. I love when she does those. I've thought about doing something similar with like the Beauty Guru forum, but honestly, I don't want to piss those people off and get them to talk about me, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but you better believe I have a lot to say about what is being said on that forum and just forums in general. And lately, I've just stopped going on there because it just makes me angry. Like, forums just make me really upset because there's so many just miserable people on there who have nothing better to do with their lives than to just talk shit or judge other people. And it's just really annoying, honestly. I can't with people like that. Like, not to say that I never gossip about anyone or I never have like you know, thoughts, or I don't judge people, because like we all do. But I don't go ahead and like write my opinions on a public forum, you know? Like maybe I'll whine to one of my friends about something that someone said or something that happened, but I would never go and shit talk someone on a forum. Like I just think that that is so low, and I just lose respect for people who do that. Not that I really know anybody, because I feel like the people who are on those forums would never like openly say that they're on the forums, and that's why they're, you know, that's why all forums are anonymous, which kind of sucks. I wish that everybody had to have like their own names as their usernames on forums, but then forums probably wouldn't exist because nobody would dare to post anything. So I'm next gonna go in with the purple shade here, which is called Ife, I think. I'm just gonna use my same brush here. This is my Morphe number 13. Morphe, wow, it's definitely not a Morphe brush. It's my referral number 13 brush. Oh Lord, it's one of those days. I'm gonna put this in the middle of my crease, and then I'm gonna take the blue on the outer portion. I'm curious to see how big of a difference there really is between those two colors, because I remember when I used it, one was definitely very, very blue and the other one is very purple, but in the pan they look so similar, which is really interesting. But anyway, if you guys have not checked out Danielle's channel, I would definitely recommend it. She's just such a positive and fun person to watch, and I love her personality. She has such a bubbly personality, and even though like she has opinions about things, she's still very down to earth and very chill and very respectful. And I really appreciate that about people. Like, I think it's okay to have opinions about, you know, anything really, as long as you go about explaining your opinions in a thoughtful and respectful manner. And I feel like she really does that. So this is really, really pretty. I love the pigmentation of this shadow. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and forth a bit with, you know, just finessing all of these blends, but I just kind of want to put down these colors first. I'm gonna take this underneath my eye as well. Actually, I'm gonna wait a little bit because my eye is watering a little bit and I wanna make sure that the color sticks. So I'm gonna next go into the blue shade, which is called JJJ or something. I really don't know. I have such a hard time with shade names from Juvia's place because they're just unfamiliar to me. It's not words that I've ever heard before. And it's also not one of those things that you can just like easily Google how to say, because I don't think that these are really going to have like a pronunciation next to them, you know what I mean? Because they're not very common. Just taking this a little bit underneath my eye as well, so I can kind of work on the angle that I want to wing this out. And I'm also going to take this in the outer corner of my eye. Oh, I really like this shade. I feel like I have not given this palette enough love, but honestly that can be said with all of my palettes, or most of them anyway. And these are performing just like I remembered. These are looking so good, and I've just, ow, I literally stabbed myself in the eye with my brush. And I've just, it's just one of those days today. And don't worry, I know this look is looking crazy right now, but it's all going to come together in the end. But Juvia's Place is just one of those brands that just, with their formulas, they never disappoint me. I find them to be so nice and easy to work with, so pigmented, so impactful, so easy to blend and apply, and I love their formula so much. It's always one of those brands that if someone comes to me and asks me like, what is a good brand for like people who want to get into color, or maybe you're like a beginner with eyeshadow, I always recommend Juvia's Place, because like I said, I just find their formula to be so easy to work with. So I'm gonna go back into that blue now and just kind of squeeze that in between here under my lower lash line, the purple I mean. And I'm just gonna start working on all of the blends here to make sure everything is looking nice and blended. And then we're gonna do the shimmers. I feel like it's pretty obvious what I'm going to do because I'm gonna put them all on my lid. Definitely one in my inner corner as well, but I think mostly it's going to be the Faso shade like on my lid because I just love that shade so much.
I'm trying to stay focused, but somehow all I can think of is when you split. I gotta find the motive, play forward, watch every sequence bit by bit, 'cause this is my own investigation. I am obsessed with finding out why you left. I keep on searching for the missing pieces, try to find the reason why I ended up without you, baby. I got about a million leads to find me.
Also, if you like really, really intense and colorful looks like I'm doing, you're definitely going to love Danielle because she is all about that life too. And I love her makeup style so much. I love that she's not afraid to like really go outside of the box and like try new things. And she loves to add glitters and liners and stuff like that to her looks. I just find her to be very inspiring because she's not, like I said, scared to experiment, and I love that. So I think the blends are looking pretty good now. Do I want to go in with a little bit more of that blue maybe? I think maybe I'll take the blue. Actually, maybe I'll take the purple and just put a little bit of that on my lid as well, because I know that the shimmer that I'm going to use is kind of a bit of a topper. So I just want to have a little bit of something underneath here, and then I'll put down some glitter primer to really make the topper pop here. But I just want to have a little bit of something on my lid. And this really is looking crazy, isn't it? I still believe that it's going to come together because all you need is some shimmers and some lighter mascara and it's all going to look great. So I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer here. Now I know that Juvia's places shimmers really don't need any help, but it's just become such a habit for me lately to use this with anything. So I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm just patting this basically all over my eye, just leaving a little bit in the outer corner here so I'll be able to get a better blend, but otherwise it's gonna go all over my lid. And then I'm first gonna grab the shade here, which is called Faso. And it's nice to not have to look for a clean brush because I cleaned my brushes yesterday and they're all clean and I can just kind of go with the brush that I know I like and love, and that is such a good feeling. But I'm mostly too lazy to wash my brushes too often, so I tend to always look for like the cleanest brush. Not the clean brush, but the cleanest brush. And it's nice to just have them all be clean for once. So like I said, I'm just gonna take this basically all over my lid here. I'm gonna pat it into my crease. I don't want this to be a cut crease. I just want everything to flow very nicely. Okay, and then for the inner portion, I'm gonna grab the pink shade. And I'm just gonna put this right here and just blend it into the Faso shade. And I'm also gonna wrap this around to my lower lash line, just meet it up with that pink down there. I'm gonna take a little bit of that lid shade again and just put a little bit of that on my lower lash line as well. And I think this is going to be it for the shadows. I mean, that was so easy. I filmed for less than 30 minutes. I'm gonna finish off my eyes and I'm gonna come back and I'll show you the look. And I think that's basically gonna be it. Okay, so I'm back and I went kind of all out today, but I don't know. I feel like this eye look just really needed, it really needed like a lot of things to like make it all come together because the eyes were so strong that I kind of wanted the lips to be strong to go with it. See, I'm like the complete opposite of most people. Most people are like, oh, my eyes are so strong, I need to find a new lip. But for me, I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, a strong eye look needs a strong lipstick to go with it. So this is where we're at. Let me show you what I did to finish off. So for my highlighter, I'm using Moon Cruiser from I was gonna say Menagerie. My brain is so scatterbrained today. I don't know why I can't seem to speak. This is from Kaleidos. This is the kind of lavendery one. I could probably put on a little bit more because I did go in with some powder over it because I wanted to tone it down. But this is such a beautiful highlighter and I feel like it just goes really nicely with like the lid shade that I have going on. I also put a little bit of this on my brow bone. For my blush, I'm using the Wooden's Eye blush in the shade Sweet Tulip. This is kind of a dark mauve blush, but again, I felt like I needed something kind of bold to go with the eye look. In my waterline, I'm wearing Ox from Lethal, Story of My Life, can't get enough of these. And then on my lips, I'm wearing two different products, both from KVD. This is one of the dark lipsticks. It's in the shade Witches. I don't know if these are available anymore. I know this one is probably not. This is one of the Glimmer Veils. This is in the shade Wizard, and it's just like a kind of glittery. It's really, really cool, but I felt like it needed a bit of a base underneath. So this is where we're at, and I really like this look. I've been really enjoying like wearing a lot more bolder lipsticks lately, especially now that we're not like going out and really have to worry about like babying it anywhere, because that is the reason I don't really wear a lot of bold lipstick, is because I don't want to, I don't know, have to worry about if my lipstick looks good or not, you know what I mean, if I'm out and about. But since we're not really out and about anymore, it's totally fine. So yeah, don't forget to check out Danielle's channel. I can't wait to see what she's done. I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that she did some kind of a cut crease because she loves her cut creases. So I don't know if that's what she did, but I just have a feeling, you know? Can't wait to see what you did, Danielle. Thank you so much for doing this collab with me. Let me know what you guys think of this look. If you want to see some other collabs that I have on my channel, here's my collab playlist. And if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.